Hello, here we go. I was muted for a second. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the game. Oh, sorry, the thing is being weird for a second. Give me 1 second. Let's do one of these. No, not you. Where are you? Sorry, everybody. One moment. Is it this one? I think it's this one here. Let's go. There we go. That was weird. All right. That solves the problem. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the game. We're here now. So yeah. Anyways, you guys, the two of you are returning back to the kingdom. This is you were in Grid. Things went very well with the young lady that was there. You actually invited for her to come as the diplomat back to Kurzfall with you, and she, of course, very happily agreed for multiple reasons.
Valorant,
right?
Still oblivious.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh no, this is a really good idea. I think this is a great idea. Just completely oblivious.
Yeah. We're eventually gonna be taking raid. We got to make sure that they really welcome us into their hearts as we welcome them into our homes, right?
Yeah.
and Jake's like, yes, in hearts and homes. That's where we're going. So, anyways, you go back to Kurzfall. And when you get back to Kurzfall, it's one of those things where finally the people are there, and pretty quickly you have to, get things taken care of, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. As a matter of fact, you aren't bothered your first day back. Your first day back, you get there, you have a whole bunch of situations to handle, you have a bunch of details to go over. Elliot has actually finally left, and he's actually down in Vigil now because he needed to go and work on the laws, as you guys had requested. He just needed a few more days, and he was going. So now he's down there. And kind of like you just jump right back into the steam of things. A solid day and a half passes after you get back. The half day of you returning, so relaxing and maybe starting to look at paperwork. And the next day, like, oh god, okay, I know I just got off the road, but I really have to work and get things underway. It's in the day after that of your arrival that finally you guys are actually being approached. You see, what happens is Kithel is going to come up to speak to the two of you, and you happen to be in the throne area, in the throne room, discussing some of the matters that you need to go over as, the leaders handling this place. Kithel, it's like at the end of a meeting, we'll bring up, I nearly forgot. We actually have a visitor here in the castle.
Yes, who is it?
And?
It was the task that Elliot had sent them on. The task to the west.
Oh, the ridiculously expensive task, that's right.
So they're finished then? Success, I assume? That they're back?
In fact, they had a member of theirs return a few days before your arrival. He's kind of quiet and keeps to himself. Admittedly, I'd forgotten that he was even here as a guest. I bumped into him in a hallway this morning, and he apologized many times, but inevitably, I decided I should probably inform you. My apologies for this.
The confused look on our face, and oh no, that's all right. Yes, we should meet him.
I will.
Have him meet us in the throne room.
Yeah, that. He's just realizing that, yeah, that's probably the appropriate thing to do. Yeah, let's do that.
Nods, and he goes to retrieve him. He's gone.
We go to the throne room.
Yeah. And he's gone for several minutes or whatever time before, he's going to arrive. Do you guys say anything to one another before his arrival, or?
Just even though I agree, probably best not to mention the fact that it was overly expensive. Just, but I agree, don't worry.
Yes, okay, Valorant.
Yeah, that waitress, I agree. She was terrible. I agree with you. She was an awful waitress, but let's just leave her 20%. Let's just no, she was terrible. But
that is 100% the trying to convince your friend just to not cause more issues. Like, that's, yep.
Oh, it's so funny. All right, so they're gone for several minutes. You guys, you have that quick little conversation, and then the door opens up as what's his name, Kithel, comes in, and he announces And here is the representative of his group. And he looks at him and says, What was your name again?
Xander. It's Xander. It's okay. You don't have to remember it. It's fine. Yeah.
Xander, pleasure to meet you.
Hi.
You're fading in and out of view. I don't understand. Why can't I focus on you?
It's the magic.
When you do approach us, one has his battle axe too, and he's kind of like got his hands on the hilt of it, and he says, "You the one from Vigil?"
No. I mean, I was in Vigil. But I'm sorry. I was in Vigil for a little bit, and then we went to Hogwarts and we found Elliot. But I'm not from Vigil.
Good.
Oh, so one of the mercenaries that was hired then.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't know. I mean, you paid us. We killed a lot of dead things. But I don't kill for money. I don't like killing.
It was more just for the terms of the job. It was appropriate.
Sure. Sure. He keeps his eyes lowered. He does not like a lot of eye contact.
Can you go ahead and describe him before you guys continue?
Okay. He's a very generic looking human. He's not tall. He has regular blonde hair, about shoulder length. Or not blonde, brown hair, shoulder length. The only thing that kind of really stands out on him is his eyes are sapphire. And on his shoulder is a small blue bird. The bird's color matches perfectly with his eyes. His clothes are worn down. He doesn't carry a lot on him. And as you can tell, he's very scrawny, small framed, doesn't make a lot of eye contact. It's constantly looking like a chihuahua, like he's shaking, like he's scared.
So I was writing notes right as that popped up, and that scared me. Well, thank you. Interesting. Can I make an insight roll as to the looking down? Because I have an idea about this, but I don't know if Valrin noticed. Sense motive, not insight. That's not the right thing. Perception, maybe, because
sense motive is the to get their what they're thinking.
Oh yeah. Nope, nothing. I don't understand a damn thing.
We see nothing. You get to roll again.
Yep.
We see nothing.
Yes! It's a natty one that I'm dodging here. I still see nothing. Okay.
So now you guys can continue.
So did you run into any unexpected trouble, or how did the mission go?
It went good. I died, but I didn't die. It's weird. It went really well. Except the dying part. That wasn't good. And then there's I don't know. Where do you want me to start?
Well, first the dying and the not dying?
We found this crystal thing, and we activated it, and it killed me. But then it brought me back. It was weird. I don't really know what happened. I was dead. But
I should like to run some tests later. I need to. Interesting. Continue. He wants to know it was mole technology that did this. He wants to see if there's any lingering effects.
So we got to the keep, and there's this large bird there. By the way, you should avoid.
Yes. Oh, actually, it's actually quite nice to me and One and Rayron.
Oh, we avoided it. You see, I have a
good idea.
That. Yeah, it was huge. It's not.
She is very big, and probably very deadly. You probably made the right choice.
Yeah. I mean, Erwin would probably want to kill it, but whatever.
I'm glad you did. Thank you for that.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So we got in to the keep, and there was a lot of undead. A lot. We barely survived the first wave, and the ones that were in there blew up as you killed them. So it was really bad. A couple of my friends got sick from it.
Ooh.
And
Are they better now?
Well, they kind of just left me here. I don't know where they are.
I just sort of give one a look like, wait, what?
I mean, people do that a lot. It's cool. It's fine.
We all have a friend.
So, anyways, we went through, and then there is these skinned, like without skin undead that had like little babies around them. It was really creepy and disturbing and stuff. But we were able to get them to all focus on Erwin because he's really strong. Of course, he would probably say something like Lady Arabelle did it, but he just wears a lot of armor. He's pretty strong. And then when we got through, we found these waterways, and I'm able to see magic when I want to.
I understand. I can do the same.
Yeah. And I found a trace of it's weird. It's the other type of magic. It's not like one of the schools. It's outside. It was something weird, and I didn't know what it was. I'm sorry.
Would I be able? No. This is out of character. Would I be able to make a check to see if I understand what he's saying?
I don't. I'm sorry. So, because you're talking about the outside magic being weird.
As in, would I be able to make a check to see if that's anything to do with the curse magic? Because if not, then don't worry.
No.
Okay.
This is something else. Yeah. Sorry.
That's fine. Okay.
I just wanted to make sure I understood it.
I would say about halfway through him talking, realizing that he's going into a lot of detail, Valorant would have just straight up pulled out a notepad and just started writing.
Yeah, and one would have interjected and said, "So you're here for payment, I assume?"
I was asked to stay to tell you what happened.
Okay, that's a great idea. Debrief Valorant here. Maybe you two can make your way to the library. Would be probably the best.
It was much easier for me to take notes there. Yes, probably not a bad idea. Taking the hint.
If you need me for anything, Valorant, you know how to find me.
Indeed.
I'm sorry.
This way, and I'll sort of lead him down to the. No, it's fine. Lead him down to the hallway.
I don't think he likes me. I don't think he likes me.
Doesn't like many people. Don't take it too hard.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
What? Dislike him? He's just like, this is. I don't want to sit here and listen to this.
Valorant like that is on the don't like end of things as far as how he perceives it.
Got out a notepad. I don't want to sit here for hours listening while you write stuff down as well.
No. Not like Valorant doesn't think any lesser of you for it. He understands this is not your thing.
That's cool. I'm just on my way now down to the dungeon to kill all our prisoners.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That is less. That is no.
I'm joking.
I know.
I want to get this out here before I forget. While you go off to the library, one goes to his room or the map room or something, and he's going to open the chest up and fucking empty it.
He's always because good. There's stuff. It's just shoveling everything out. Oh gosh, golly. Well, we can't spend too much time talking about this stuff.
We can do that later, but I just wanted that known that I'm empty.
Yeah.
I'll just be clear. There's lots of potions, lots of scrolls, as is before. But you also have like a funny looking vest. You also have a nice looking potion belt. Looks like it holds 4 potions in it. You see some more vestments. You see a strange looking like chalkish white stone and a very funky hat. But the last thing you find out of there is some old rusted like almost looks like bagpipes. It's a very weird thing. But anyways, so You pull all
Oh
that
my
stuff out.
god, is that what I think it is? No, go on. Sorry, don't worry. I'll ask you later what that is because I have an idea what that is, and it's amazing.
So anyways, so you pull it out, and then do you go over anything else specifically? Because obviously, you guys don't know exactly what happened. So feel free to ask questions so that Josh here, Unfunny One, can answer whatever it is that you might want to know. Because he's been in Idir for a while, and he's been helping from getting of Elliot on for a while.
Oh, okay. The first thing I'll ask is, how did you get past the barrier? Oh no, wait, the barrier doors would have opened when you entered because never mind. Ignore that part. Were the traps on the stairs reset?
No. I didn't know about any traps, but there's a hobgoblin in our group, and he's really good at finding traps and like stuff. So he might have done it without telling us. He scouted in before we entered.
That's fine. That's probably a really good idea, actually. This is me out of character. Hobgoblin's a mole, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So yeah, that makes perfect sense. That's a really good idea. Okay. Did you find anything in the rooms that were adjacent to the map room, the circular room with the map table in the middle?
Was that
there
the
was
room that?
There was a hallway leading to a map room that was with a circular table in it, and there were doorways leading off it. Did you find anything in those rooms?
Did we go there?
Yeah.
Is that the room?
Those are the three rooms. Yeah. Remember, there's the one room, which is the one, and there's room number 2, which is room number 3 had all the different chambers that was filled with skeletons that you guys avoided.
Mm-hmm.
And then room number 2 was the
Oh, you're right. All right. Well, we kind of found something interesting, or at least I think it's interesting. We found an intelligent undead in there, and he didn't want to hurt us, so I talked to him, and he was like, okay and cool. He was just hungry.
Interesting. So you say he was intelligent, so he had proper sentience, or he was just did he have a name or a sense of self?
Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah, I mean, I told him it's hard to explain. I don't know if he was there before or not, because that crystal I was telling you about, when we activated it, it killed everything. All the undead,
including this one.
No, we didn't find him till after, but we activated this thing, and it was emanating this power, this healing type power. I'm not really sure what type. But...
Is it still there in the keep?
Oh yeah, it's on, and if you turn it off, the undead will come back. Because there's another one in there emanating the opposite and like evilness.
Fascinating. That's something I will have to make the trip over myself.
Well, I marked the room, and I marked where it was in the room, because I have a spell that lets me see the layout of the land, and it's in the ground. It's buried. You wouldn't have found it normally.
I will bring out I generally bring out Valorant's attempt at mapping the place from his memories when they were there. It's like, so whereabouts was it on this map, and just sort of show him.
On top of that, you probably, as his phrasing there, realize around the same time frame these guys head out, somebody actually bought that map out of your the local stores because somebody had produced it, and you realize who it was that purchased that map from your town, that scroll from your town.
Right. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So you pull the maps and whatnot. Go ahead.
I'm pretty smart. Can I? Yeah. He'll point out the room, and then he'll say, "Yeah, it's like 10 feet underground. It's buried. It's surrounded by rocks. We tried to break it to get to it to deactivate it, but we weren't able to. So we thought it'd be best to leave it. I wouldn't mess with it unless you're sure you can do some kind of moving earth kind of thing, because they're very volatile."
That is good to know. And as you say, if one managed to kill you, and then I assume it brought you back with the same energy that it cleansed the keep with, it's definitely powerful magics. But I definitely, these are things I need. And he was just like, that seems sort of almost rambling as he's trying to add notes, of his own things he needs to study about this. Oh wait, no, back to the thing at hand. Okay, and so once you cleared the keep, you put a banner up, yes?
Yes, yeah. Well, Erwin did. I was busy talking to the smart undead guy. He's mole, by the way, and he's old, very old.
Oh,
Very old.
I would like. I should make the trip simply just to talk to him. He's still there, I assume. Or did he leave?
I told him not to leave because that room that he was in, it was neutral. So the two areas were fighting against each other, I guess, and canceled each other out. So I think he's safe in there. I would bring live animals. He's very hungry.
So I would need to bring some for the bird anyway, so yes.
Yeah. I mean, we killed like a groundhog and he ate it. It was gross. It was disgusting.
Well, what did you learn from him? Anything of note about Mole or the keep or anything like that? Or does he have any memories of it?
I didn't learn anything. I don't speak Mole.
Yes, that would be a problem.
Yeah, I have a spell that I can talk to people and they can understand me. I can talk to anything.
Oh, but so
and they can
he
understand me.
Damn it! We nearly have. Do you have the opposite of that?
I think
it's actually both ways, but it's only for a couple minutes.
Yeah, it's only for it's a very short time period.
Yeah, but it's both ways.
Yeah. I mean, they could understand me. I was able to talk to him, and he was able to talk to me. I could understand him, but it doesn't last very long.
Okay, interesting. May have use for that. We've run into a similar situation where there was someone we were trying to talk to, but we didn't know the language. He could understand one of our languages, but couldn't speak it. We'll get back to that later. Interesting. Now, I speak Mole, so that shouldn't be a problem with... Anything else of note that you think you should mention about the keep and that and the areas around? How's the cobalt situation in the area?
Oh, we didn't run into any kobolds at all.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, don't go in the water.
Oh?
Yeah, the water. Well, Scott, it was glowing right when we left. Yeah,
fake glowing.
Yeah. The hobgoblin friend that I told you and me, we were in the water and we set the stone. He messed up and it killed me. It was an accident. He didn't mean to. I mean, he wouldn't do that.
So the stone that is emanating the life is in the water, is it?
Yeah. And then he was in the water and he was alive. It brought me back from the dead, but it did something weird to him. It started infusing into him and his skin was getting all cracked. And Erwin and Melek told me that they had to stab him a bunch of times to bring him back down to normal because he was it was weird.
Overcharged with healing. I like it. Interesting. That is. I wonder if this water could be used in emergencies to save someone's life if they are dying.
I don't
brought you back. It might be something to use if someone is terminally ill or in a situation where they are going to die, and if they volunteer, we could try and see if they. Sorry, this is questions for another time. He starts writing it down.
It does nothing to disease.
That is good to know. Thank you, and I'll write that down.
Durat was the thing exploded on him, like I said, and he got sick from it.
Right.
He still was sick afterwards. He just, I don't know. He was glowy and cracked and weird.
And did they seek aid while they were here?
I don't know. I took a bath and they were just gone.
I might need to. Excuse me. I'll look out the door. Kithel, would you be able to look, or whoever's a guard there? I'll send a guard to go get Kithel. Kithel, would you be able to look into where the party went to and what they did while they were in town?
Yes, of course.
Thank you, Kithel. back inside. We'll look into seeing if we can find out where they've gone or what they did while they were here in town. But yes, I think that's most of what we needed to know. Just the trek there. Is anything to note on the trek there? This is, you know what? You could roll a sense motive on that one if you want to.
I can't.
Oh, you
Not
can't?
in the game at all.
Yeah. They're in a different game. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
Okay. So unless there was anything else that you guys wanted to chat about, any of the questions you had to ask him about the whole Elliot situation, the slaver situation, or which I think you guys kind of got to the bottom of the slaver situation based off their report, anyways.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Anything else?
One would have his thanks more or less sent along, or before he goes, he would go and thank him for Elliot and Dwayne.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Valron would 100% after he'd like gathered himself after writing down all this stuff, remember to eventually thank him for for Elliot and the whole situation, as well as this taking on this quest.
As he kind of like excuses you from the place. Like he's kind of like, well, it was a pleasure, thank you so much, however you wish to say goodbye, like I'm glad we rewarded you, or whatever it is that you might say, Valorant, right? You're saying your goodbyes.
You did a good job, thank you for taking such thank you for giving such good information about the situation. It's good to have someone that takes notes of things, even if just mentally.
You would go to leave. The guard's opening the door and you're going to leave. But Xander, you're going to leave. But as you're going to leave, you feel something behind you. You feel a presence, and kind of like you walking out the door, but then you slow down just because it kind of catches you for a moment, and you look back, and coming around the balcony's edge over towards the stairwell to come down, you see somebody walking. Their shoulders are squared, their back is straightens. They look weak as they walk, though regal in the way that they look. However, that's not what you're getting off them. What you're getting off of them is guilt. Getting off of them is disappointments, guilt, fear, anxiety. You feel so much emotion off them. You can feel the weight of so many lives resting on their heart. You can feel that this person is racked, every part of them, as they're walking through the chamber. It's so much so that even just as you're simply looking up there and watching the person walk along the balcony towards the stairs, you find yourself like catching your breath and tears immediately starting to well up in your eyes. Mm-hmm. No fool in knowing that not everybody knows of what you're able to do and feel. You immediately return to leave the chasm. But at the same time, to leave the throne room. At the same time that you do that, you feel another presence appear as well. You feel something wicked. You feel something evil happens to be inside here. You don't think it's the same person, but you feel some presence inside the chamber that sends a shiver down your spine. You know what you did was good. You know you helped the good people here. You know you helped save people. You know you helped a kingdom that's growing, but whatever that person did, if they are who you think they might be, you probably don't even want to know what's weighing on their mind. Why don't we take another 1 minute break real quick so we can give Josh a good old boot. Hey, Josh, say hi to everybody.
Hi, bye.
Bye. Thanks, Josh, for coming by
Josh.
and filling in the party. It was a cool little crossover from our Patreon.
Yeah.
Woo, woo. All right, let's go.
Hey, welcome back.
Oh, it still says not Neil, but that's not true. It is Neil.
Why do you spell my name wrong?
Mostly to annoy you. Because that's how we spell it in America. You guys spell it funny over there.
See,
No. That's usually how it's spelled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's just you that's weird.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm just like,
I always
parody.
second guess myself when I write it as you write your name, and then I'm like, wait, no, is it the other one? Because I see the other one. No, it's that.
It's
you
definitely
usually
with an
see
A.
the other one a lot more.
When I first met him, I always did the EI because I heard the name but didn't see it written, so I didn't know. And then eventually I was corrected, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry. All right, so anyways, you step through into the map room, where you're inside the map room, and you can see that it's slid up, and you go over and you slide the other one up, slide it up, and you see on the other side, somebody else is doing it for you on the other side. Of course, you had shut the door, and when you go over there and you open the door again, you see that you're inside the other map room, and young old man is waiting for you over there. The nameless one is waiting for you over there, and you kind of step through the doors, and once you shut it again, the pieces slide back down, and you are standing inside the keep. When you kind of like, because you see him there, it's kind of like there's no words that necessarily need to be said to one another. You open up the door, and you can smell fresh mountain air. Oh, it is so rich and so clean, especially in the cold heart of winter. Sure, it's fucking cold. There hasn't been heat on in this castle in countless hundreds of years. But that air smells incredible. The height that you're at, everything around you, you know exactly what keep you're in. You actually can slightly hear the cawing of the eagle outside through the stone walls. And as you realize you've gone to the wrong keep because you weren't really paying attention beforehand, just kind of like following what was slid beforehand and whatnot as you were inside the map room, caught in your own mind, you hear from behind you, I just needed to check to make sure it worked. Here, come pull the correct pieces. I'll be on the other side. And he'll actually step out of this area so that you are once again alone, but this time in the mountaintop castle. Do you stay in the map room and do what you need to return home to Kurzfall, or do you stay here for a moment longer?
I think he'd walk out. He remembers well enough. He'll just walk towards the balcony.
Sure. You walk out. One of the things that you notice that wasn't that way before is those other 3 rooms in this hallway, doors in the hallway, are open. They're ajar. But you walk past them either way. You already knew.
Yeah, I think Rayon would be like, and carry on.
You see a couple of corpses lying on the ground past the 3rd one that you walk by. Literally like rotting corpses lying there right in the doorway. You're like, ooh. Well, they certainly disposed of the undead. Now it's just the remains that we have to deal with. You continue through and over into the big chamber, hook the left to go out into the chamber that then leads beyond onto the balcony. Inside here is, of course, where the nest is. The nest is empty. But not about a few moments later, you see soaring somewhere off in the distance. You can walk over to where those chains are set up before and that goofy shit that you guys had, the doorway that leads to the actual balcony, and several steps onto the balcony and taking in just the skyline and the trees, the mountains beyond, just the incredible sight. You hear flapping not far behind you, and you turn around and look up to see that it is in fact Kurzfall's banner, or I should say Valorant's banner, that's hanging there behind you. It's not hung the best, but these people didn't come with all the supplies to do this the proper way. It'll hold probably for a storm or 2 before it comes down. Definitely have to send somebody here to resecure it and do it proper. You can then walk over to the edge of the balcony and look down at the plains below. You see a many beautiful thing. Roll me a perception check.
It's an army of kobold.
You see a many beautiful thing down there. The rolling plains that were before are completely laden with so much snow. You know that there was a building. The remnants of some old building were down there. Maybe a couple of them. It's been so long you can't really remember. But you know there's definitely one that was prominent from the balcony before. Trying to look to see where it is. That snow must be deep up here in the mountains because I can't find it. Leads you to believe that if you were to settle that land down there, winters could be harsh, but luckily you have the backing of teleportation magic to get you what you need from elsewhere. But it's so quiet. Just the howling wind, occasional screeching of the bird. into the great beyond. Idir truly is a beautiful place.
I think Rowan would look out for a while, and then he'd look down towards the the sort of the entrance that we once spent so long trying to break through. I wonder what... He says this knowing that there's several things in the vicinity that will hear him. I wonder what Jaden would think now. After all this.
You hear the slightest of whispers saying, things can always be arranged.
He'd place his hand on the sword hilt and say, I hope she wouldn't be ashamed. And then he takes a step closer towards the edge for a little while, and then he'll turn like full 180 turn on a heel and walk back towards the map room.
And so he walks back towards the map room, eventually shuts the door. You pull the pieces. Pieces are pulled on the other side. You can see it happen on the map before you. When you go to open the door again, once again, he's in the room on the other side, but you know this room better than the rest. It's actually genuinely warm. As soon as you open the door, you can feel the warmth of the other room coming to you. You can see the decorations in there are slightly different than the decorations in the other two you came from, because you live in this place now. And you see he's there, and he gives you a look. Like one of those knowing looks, like he knew you needed a minute. Like he doesn't care that you spent time. It's just one of those like, you all right? But he doesn't say anything. He doesn't expect an answer. Once he sees you steadfast in your own, determination, not really looking to converse yourself, he just kind of nods slowly and says, kind of the door shuts behind you. The pieces drop again on the table. The connection is broken again. He says, keep all of your locations well guarded if you don't want to lose access to them. He says, like, hoping you actually hear him. Good luck, friend. He pats you on the shoulder and steps out of existence. Imagine eventually you turn and open the door again, and you hear a bit of conversation, muffling noise coming from down in the throne room. You walk along the corridor, rounds the edge, and you see some man turns and walks out of the room. You don't know who he is. Doesn't really matter. Probably a subject of the like. And then you continue walking rounds the bend and start making your way down the stairs to where you see one and Valrin and typical like guard or two that's inside the place as you're walking down the stairwell, joining them. And you, what's your name? Valrin, would hear a whisper in your ear saying, the man that is entering is full of guilt and is carrying something dark with them, something evil. You hear a whisper in your ear, and you know that voice because you literally just spoke with them a few moments beforehand. The door,
full of guilt? I want to get the exact wording. So full of guilt?
The man that is entering is full of guilt and is carrying something dark with them, something evil. And like literally, like as that last something evil happens, you hear the banging of the door shutting. That he just walks through, and he of course goes to go wherever the hell he's going.
I would like get up and go to the door, open it to like look outside to see what's going on in there.
What door? My apologies.
Wait.
You're inside the throne room.
I misunderstood.
You're inside the throne room. Xander just left.
Oh, right. Of course we did the official. Yeah. Yep. Okay. And then I would see, obviously. Okay. So, first of all, Rayron is walking down the stairs, which, hang on, what?
Rayron would be making his way towards his room, I think.
Yep. So he kind of probably stops at the top of the stairwell, looks down at each of you, gives that nod like I've returned, but then makes his way to the room instead. So not actually coming down the stairs and goes across to the other balcony.
One would call out to him and just say, Rayron, I need approach. I don't know if Rayron would just keep walking or...
Rayron would stop, but I don't think he'd necessarily turn.
So you just walk up the stairs to join him.
Yeah. When he gets up there, he just noticing, obviously, he probably notices something's off, and he just puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, "Were you successful?"
Yes, I believe so. The magic has taken a toll on me. If you excuse me, I need some time to rest.
Hang on a sec.
So I'm waiting for Scott to tell me what I see.
What did you roll? I'm sorry.
Specifically,
sense motive on.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. My apologies. I'm just checking.
he
one more
rolled sense
thing.
motive. I just did detect magic, and I would Valorant would be in his seat, trying to like process what the combination of things he just heard.
Okay, so no problem. So you're doing that, trying to process the things you heard. You did your sense motive, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I'm also not just directly aiming that at him. I'm aiming that at everything. I'm going to be looking at everything.
Why are you looking at everything around the room?
To see if there's someone else who entered.
Oh, my apologies.
Because he doesn't.
Yep.
He doesn't think that Rayron would have done anything. So he's like, oh, there must be someone else.
So it starts with a cone and it goes up in that direction, right? Now, mind you,
Yeah.
your throne room is large, but a 60-foot cone is pretty friggin' huge. Because if you were in the middle of a room, 60 feet, it's 120 feet long. That's a pretty fucking huge room if you were to be in the middle. So I imagine your character is relatively central located and is going to kind of like, as you're like doing like a spins around to look. You do detect the presence of magic, so on and so forth. What I need from you is a spellcraft check, right? No, a knowledge arcana check.
Should I make a bluff check against the sense motive? Is that the correct?
You don't necessarily need a bluff check, do you? He was just trying to sense like your emotion or whatever, right? So you weren't necessarily lying about anything.
No,
I'll get to you in a second.
I kind of just thought I would gather from the way he was already that he was like, something was either weighing on him or he was just tired. But I just asked him more or less, was he successful? And the sense motive was for his answer.
Oh, okay, yeah. And his answer was,
he was successful.
Yeah. So I mean, again, you know him well enough to know that there's something else involved. I mean, 14 is not a crazy high number, but you know each other. So you know there's something else involved, but much like any other friend, sometimes, you can see that he's weakened. You can see that he's weakened.
Yeah.
Like, he's physically looks weakened. So maybe he's just, it wasn't easy, he wants to be left alone.
Yeah, I mean, he'd look pale, gone, like nearly white like a sheet,
One just says to you, he says, next time take me with you, but go, rest.
And so, he whatever, he goes off to
And
rest.
what I would
you.
say afterwards would depend on what I would get from that. So I would say something to him as he went, but yeah.
Looking about the room, you do detect there is lots of different magics here, tons of different auras all over the place, which makes it difficult to pinpoint any particular one because like when they're all grossed together, like if you're wearing like lots of magic items or whatever, right? However, you do notice that up on the balcony, over near the doorway to the map room, you do detect the presence of some illusion magics that are over there. You don't know exactly what it might be. It doesn't seem particularly powerful. It doesn't seem weak either. There's some sort of active illusion magic that's up by the map room.
Okay. I would then just do the whole go get some rest. It looks like you need it, but well done. And then Val would actually head off to the map room to try, because at this stage, Valorant thinks that someone's in here using illusion magic, and that's what the other guy was talking about.
Mm-hmm. So you go walking in, looking to for the illusion magic thing. Do me a favor. No, don't do me a favor. I'm going to roll instead. There we go. That's what I'm rolling. Boom. Hold on. I'm actually going to use the daddy's die to modify that. Beautiful. Okay.
Oh.
So, by the way, I got one throughout the game, so I'm back down to 9 again. It's just you saw I was at 10 again, now at 9 again. So anyways, so you go rushing up towards the thing, and you notice two things. One, the illusion magic moves quickly. Like all of a sudden, like as you're kind of like moving up around the stairs and moving, you notice the illusion magic does in fact move into the map room. But then when you go into the map room yourself, try to be cautious and everything, you notice it's gone. There is no more illusion magic inside there.
I would probably go find one. I think there is something in the castle. I detected some illusion magic and it was moving.
Well, let's see if we can't pick up a trail.
Yeah, and I would find Kithel and ask him to like what, because I know Kithel has some magical ability. I don't know if he has, but I would get him to watch the front doors and try and
kind of like raise alarm sort of a thing. I gotcha.
Yeah, alarm, but not like everyone man their stations, but like everyone look out for something. I don't know what.
So more or less, just a very quickly, let's sweep this place. Something might be here. Probably not, but let's just check. And then why don't you guys each make me a perception check or survival check? If you're looking for tracks, you can check in specifically that room with survival. Otherwise,
to
perception's
clarify,
around. Go ahead.
Yeah, specifically, I would put I would get someone to guard Rayron's door because he needs rest, but I wouldn't check his room.
Yeah, no, I understand that. So roll me your perception or survival if you're specifically looking in the map room.
Shall I assist Jake in this?
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I guess I'll see if I can give him a plus. I cannot.
Wow, Jake, you actually rolled horribly. That's unusually low for you. Do you want to modify that roll, Jake?
It's the castle, you know? He's like, what's going to be in my castle?
Yeah.
Do you want to modify that, Jake? You're muted. No? Okay. So you do not want to modify it. Okay. So, no
like
problem.
talking to that water elemental.
This is actually, like, honestly, it works out better story-wise if we don't find this thing immediately as well. It's like, there's something here. I don't know where it went.
It's fine. So you go to bed, Rayron. You just go to your room, and you sit there. And as you're kind of like sitting there and probably disrobing, and probably sitting for several minutes, and then kind of going about the mindless task of disrobing, eventually you hear something saying to you, you know, are you going to tell them of me? Or are we going to play a little bit of cat and mouse? Kind of like just instinctively tracking where that voice is coming from. You look on top of your bureau and you literally see a rat sitting there. But the rat's mouth is moving the way that a human's mouth would move, like easily pronouncing the words.
Nice. Oh, you're a rat now.
I can be many things, it says, and it turns like as it like bends its rat backwards, and like almost like you should hear it cracking and breaking its spine, puts one of its paws on the wall, and its whole body kind of flips up as it turns into a spider that as it's walking is growing larger and larger in size to be about the size of like maybe a decent sized dog standing on your ceiling. It says, whether we be creepy, crawly, small, or, and kind of like you spinning a bit of a web and dropping down to the floor, but as soon as it touches the floor, it actually turns into a boar. Delicious. We will be about, and we're here to serve as we were commanded. But you need to figure out what it is you're going to do with your friends. And then the boar like kind of like jumps in the air like unexpectedly, and there's all of a sudden a raven flying around the room. Ah! Ah! Perhaps this is the best form for us.
Yes, I think that will suit.
And from that, it'll kind of go over and hop up onto the
writing desk.
I will also. No, I'll add this afterwards. Never mind.
So and it goes up into the four poster, and there it'll just kind of sit there and look down and say, if they're not keen, they won't find these magics as easily as they found my invisibility. But if they are, they could see through this. Be prepared for that time. And then
Valren is smart enough But he's also naive. If he notices your true nature, he will say that you formed a contract with me when I read a book that I found. Yes?
You didn't know ravens had teeth, but this one smiles, a toothy one. And it says, deceptions. They
No.
are my specialty.
Not deception. Protection.
The raven winks at you. One of those, like, speak out kind of winks. And it doesn't say anything else to you at this point. It is a quiet raven, unless you speak to it, barring other cinematic situations where it might speak up, right? So, moving on.
Okay, one thing I would say, if like we obviously don't find anything after I know who sent me that message, who I was fairly trusting of before, but now I'm very much like, wait, what? I would order that like a scout or someone tail him, and then eventually I'll get to asking the spy master how to go about this.
So to go about scouting after like specifically getting somebody to tail who? Xander? Yes. That's not a problem. Xander, I actually would not really stick around town because, like, it's not a very big city. It's just a small town.
He went to the inn, actually.
Well, no, it's still really densely populated. Like, there's still a lot of people here. He does not feel... He's been stuck here for days, and he does not like being around. He actually would end up leaving. Hold on, but if you send somebody to tail him, you would find out that he eventually kind of makes his way over to Rid. Because, like, he doesn't really feel the necessity to go back to Vigil. And Rid is luckily a quiet place. It's like there's not too many people, especially in the winter. People are going to leave him alone. And besides, he heard rumors that you guys knew that you could sleep in the bar, and he likes bars. Like, he really likes to spend time at bars. And now that he knows you personally, he figures maybe he can convince them to let him stay there too. And he does. He spends the entire winter in a bar.
I think Rid's. Sorry, I was just replying to unfunny one. I think Rid's barely a town. Like it's like barely a town.
Barely. It's like a thorp or a village.
But yeah, so I would ask someone to follow and see what he's about, see if they can see if he's up to anything.
Nope. He literally just likes to drink a lot.
Good to know.
Yep.
I wouldn't have those reports instantly anyway. So moving on.
Okay. And we're kind of coming to the end of this session anyways. But before we do, something does in fact happen. You are told about a few days later by Kithel coming, sorry, not Kithel, a guard coming on Kithel's behalf to speak to you and says, again, you guys happen to be about where they can grab you. It doesn't really matter. And like, Chosen, Kithel has summoned for you to come quick. There's something happening to our south and east. There's a lot of people. A lot of people are coming.
One would just say, the men.
No. Not with weapons. Worse. Refugees. And with that, we will end.
Oh my god, no. What?
That we end.
Oh shit, something's happened.
And
oh no. Oh fuck.
Are they Perrin?
It's a good question.
They're Perrin.
One of two this is one of two things. I'm worried that I'm not so worried if it's Perrin, but I'm worried shit's gone down in Hardgwen much bigger than you realize, and they're Hardgwen refugees. Oh no, they wouldn't be here yet.
It would take them. Yeah, it'd take them longer.
So yeah, no, it would have to be Perrin. That's interesting.
It's Perrin because the Tasian military must have smashed a Perrin fortress or something, and then the Perrin are having to run.
Interesting. Well, I'll look forward to finding out what that is. But whatever it is a chance to bolster ourselves, although it will suck in the short term. Refugees are great in the long term, real bad in the short term.
Yep. All right, perfect. They do really boost the economy too, which is really nice.
Yeah, no, it's great in the long term. It's just the trying to keep them alive.
Yeah, but everybody loves cheap labor, right? Right? No? Is that bad? Is that not a good joke? Oh, sorry. Anyways, so yeah, all right, cool. That was fun. That was fun. Send us the acid mines.
We
did just claim a mountainous region.
We have acid mines?
No, this is just on
That was me adding to the joke.
Yeah, sorry. All right, so all right. Well, that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun that session. Thank you so much to Unfunny One, Josh, for popping in and doing that quick little side spot. It's fun to pull the different campaigns together. You know what I mean? Regicide is eventually making its way back down south, and we'll see how that affects this game, and then we'll see how in turn this one affects that one. Beyond Jake's bitterness, and I don't mean one, I mean Jake. I mean Jake's bitterness. Okay, no, you just be quiet, okay?
No, okay.
Quiet.
There is
I'll
a
just
little
mute
bit.
myself, don't worry.
There is a little bit of bitterness when it comes to the chest, and
Shh, Rena doesn't know. Rena doesn't know. Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah. Come on down, Rena, please. We'll come on down. There's a nice field just north. We'll see how many soldiers you can kill in an army.
All of them, just so you know. She drops 20s where it matters.
Excuse me?
Yeah,
you coming to me?
Yes, absolutely.
You come to me and speak to me in 20s?
Yeah. She sits in your seat, buddy. She dethroned you.
What?
Yeah, you kind of your luck has been fluctuating.
I ended my last campaign on a nat 20, just saying.
You ended your last campaign? Oh no. Mike ended his last campaign on 3 20s in a row, one shot killing a boss that literally took me about 40 hours to create.
Yeah, okay. We had a
first round of initiative.
We fought an Aboleth in the Sunday game at level 5, and a samurai fighter got 4 crits in a row, all with Great Weapon Master.
That's beautiful.
Yes, that is ouchy, yeah.
That's beautiful.
It's vicious.
It was fucking amazing.
So all right, here we go. Neil, what are you doing in 1 hour?
Nothing. I think Ollie's he's not slept very well recently, and it's taking.
I would have
takes a lot
kept
of energy
going,
to
but
do.
I have things I've got to do.
I told you. I even messaged Scott being like, just so you know what you're missing out on. So
yeah,
I
but
guess,
you sent me a picture of your. Well, we already talked about offline. So.
Yeah. So I guess in 1 hour, I'm gonna be No, JK. I'm gonna be playing WoW. Probably.
Awesome.
Or
Beautiful.
doing some university work. We'll see.
Yeah, but less so of that one. Nope. I mean, yes, Jake is who I meant, but now I'm switching it to Tesh because that wasn't what I meant in the first place. Tesh.
You are terrible with this, but hi, I'm Tesh of the Tesh Tube on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. You should follow me on Twitter because I post information about all the things I'm doing and cute animal gifts. And you should follow me on Twitch because I'm playing Destiny, and I will be playing lots of Warframe and possibly Borderlands again once the new event comes out. And RPGs. I plan to do a Spooktober stream where I have actually been given an Amnesia custom story that apparently is really good. I got recommended by one of my friends, Garuku Blue Moon. So I have no idea anything about it. I just asked for something scary, and it was like, "Here, have this."
Amnesia
So we'll see how that
too
goes.
scary.
Yeah,
Amnesia
well, that's the
is a
thing.
lot.
I haven't played Amnesia in so long. I was like, you know what? Knowing nothing about this, having one of my friends just go, "Here, play this if you want something scary." Perfect.
If I remember,
Whenever-
that game is so old. I watched Mike play it.
Yeah. Whenever
Yeah.
I think of
But, like,
whenever
they can
I
make
think of Amnesia.
Custom campaigns. That's essentially what it is.
Whenever I
now.
think of Amnesia, I just think of being in the deep-ish water and hearing splashing coming towards me from
those
behind.
things got me
as
every
I'm like
time.
throwing
Yeah.
crates and desperately trying to get up and out and just hearing splush.
And then, when you get on there, it like stops and then goes bloop, bloop, bloop away, and you're like, nope.
I did not enjoy that.
It's like fucking Tremors, but in water.
Yeah. Oh god, it's just when it's behind you and you can hear it getting closer, and you're like, "Argh!"
Yeah, that game was one of the first games to properly terrify me.
Yeah, that game I didn't actually complete. It was too much for me. I'm a
well, that's
big
why I
wuss.
only do scary games once a year.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, fair.
I have to pee. So we're going to sign off of this, Bad Larry. You know where to find Jake here during
Jake
the
is
time that
here.
you just watched. And did he just come back? No, he's not here. Yeah, and then Thursday night over on Lost Initiative when he joins our other game that we play. So cool. Otherwise, I have a lot of IRL things I'm going to take care of, so I got to go. Thank you all so much for coming by, hanging out, and watching Neil ruin the campaign. Bye! Wow.